Hello, dearies. Welcome to another interesting lesson with Mr. Olia. Last lesson, we learned about the various steps in scientific method. In this lesson, I will be using an experiment to explain more about the various scientific steps. 1. Our question is asked, what will happen when a raw egg hits a hard surface? What happens when a raw egg hits a hard surface? So that's a question about the experiment. Number 2, hypothesis. I think it will break. I think it will break. Hypothesis, which means guessing. I'm guessing if an egg hits a hard surface, will it break or not? So I'm guessing the hypothesis in this experiment. The third step, which is known as materials. Materials simply means the instrument or equipment used to carry out an experiment. For instance, in this experiment, the materials are raw egg, a bowl. So these are the materials in this experiment, and materials must be in the right quantity when taking out an experiment. You must have the right material when an experiment is about to be done. So the right material need to be used so that the end result will be genuine, and the end result will not be with a fallacy. It will be a scientific fact that yes, this experiment is done with the right materials. So these are the 3 steps in a scientific method. The next step, which is known as procedure. Procedure simply means the way an experiment is carried out. The way an experiment is carried out. So in this experiment, allow the egg to fall from a height. The egg is allowed to fall from a height, hitting the bowl. The next step in this experiment is known as observation. The next scientific step is known as observation. Observation simply means what is observed in an experiment. When an experiment is carried out, what is the result? Now, in this experiment, my observation will be when the egg hits the bowl, I heard the crack sound. Then the egg broke. That will be the observation in this experiment. The next step, which is the 6th step, conclusion. Conclusion simply means the end product of an experiment. In this experiment, the conclusion will be when a raw egg hits a hard surface, it breaks. I'll come again. My conclusion will be when a raw egg hits a hard surface, it will break. Now, the next and last step in a scientific experiment is known as bibliography. Bibliography simply means the source of information. In this experiment, the source of information is Mr. Olia. Now, let me ask a practical question. What is the observation in this experiment? What is the observation in this experiment? Let me see my smart key. The answer is the egg broke when it was released from a height and hit an hard surface. That was the observation in this experiment. That was very correct. So dearies, it has been an interesting lesson so far. Hope to see you guys in the next lesson to learn more about some scientific facts in life and things that happen scientifically. See you guys in the next lesson. Bye bye.